I'll be yours if you let me hold you tight. But I don't know if you let me in, yeah. I know you had your heart broken one too many times, and now it's hard for you to open up. They have been cruel to you, saying things they don't mean. They have been rude to you, disrespect how you feel. But baby, I'll never go that far, 'cause
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tiffani Beaston from Beauty and the Beastons, and I upload every single Tuesday and Sunday. First of all, Happy New Year. I hope that you all have the best year yet and that you're all giving yourself a clean slate to start off fresh. I thought today's video would be a great idea since I know a lot of you are, starting on your health journey or just going after your health goals. So today is a compilation of some of my favorite meal prep videos that I've done throughout the years. I did about 2 hours worth, so I hope that you can throw this on in the background while you're meal prepping or just getting your life together in January. Be sure to comment down below what is your favorite thing to meal prep and all of that, or your favorite healthy meal, just to give all of us some new ideas. Sharing is caring. But I hope that you all enjoy this video, and thank you so much for being here for me and my family through the past couple of years, through this past year, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for all of us. Things first, these are the kids' favorite cookies, and I like to make these for them like as a treat. Just break them apart, throw them in the oven. This is for Ella, she loves guacamole. These are for Chris, he really likes these. They're just turkey bacon with white cheddar, and I got the last 3 that they had. These are for me. I have these when I am like in a bind and need something to eat. I really like them. I tried them on vacation in North Carolina and then have liked them since. Got American cheese, shredded cheese, of course whipped cream, some milk, half and half. This tart cherry juice is used in smoothies, taco shells. The kids love these bunnies. These dark chocolate chip granola bars, these are a staple in my house. Everybody eats them. Black beans, rotisserie chicken. I'm going to start feeding Evie soon. I'm so excited. These are just some eggs from the farmer's market. Oatmeal, rice squares. These are for part of like baby-led weaning. If your baby can't like pick something up, it's good to like crunch up some like Cheerios usually, but I got these for Evs to like, for example, like roll her avocado in it so that she could pick it up easier. We didn't really start feeding her. I gave her 1 blueberry when we were out to breakfast one time, but that was it. Pirate's Booty for lunches. These are my favorite chips with the lime. Crackers, pretzels, rice cakes. The kids want to make this, we usually get chocolate rice cakes, they didn't have them, but I just got these. The kids want to make this thing that they saw on Gabby's dollhouse. It's like where you make a little face with like peanut butter and strawberries and stuff, so we're going to do that. These are for cookies that we're making today. Juice boxes for school. Bread, corn tortillas, and these are brown rice tortillas we're going to be using in our meal prep today. Using this in our meal prep as well. This is my favorite brand for gluten-free pasta. Good old delicious bone broth. That's sarcasm. Kalamata olives. Chicken nuggets. Chicken patties. This is for Chris to put in his salads. More chicken nuggets. Tell me you have toddlers without telling me you have toddlers. Lots of chicken nuggets. Shrimp. This is my favorite chicken sausage, just sweet Italian. And then hot dogs, another toddler staple. Turkey bacon, which is Tanner's jam. I tried to get like the better version. He didn't hate it last time. And then this is honey turkey. Ella and Chris love this. I do too, but I haven't. That's not on Jessica's meal plan. And then just some chicken thighs to put some barbecue sauce and throw on. For produce, so this is for smoothies. So some strawberries and mangoes, green apples, lots of bananas, kiwi, some ginger. I still have some ginger, that's why I just got like this little tiny one. Strawberries, watermelon. Hey Laura, what's up girl? Grapes, spinach. This is like a spinach and spring mix for salads. Kale, shallot, grape tomatoes, broccoli, peppers, lemons, mango, pears, asparagus, eggplant, some yellow squash, zucchini, romaine heart, some kale. I had to bust into this for today's smoothie. And then some scallion. And I think that is everything. So let's go ahead and get all this produce cleaned so we can start our meal prep. Alright, so we have all of our produce prepped. This just makes me so happy. Like, this is literally like God's gift to us. So beautiful. I know I'm such a nerd, but this is seriously Earth's candy, nature's candy, and it just makes me happy. Look at this. Literally beautiful. Okay, let me stop geeking out over fruits and veggies. I have all of my produce containers ready. You might have seen like some extra fruits and veggies. Those are things that were just like thrown in the fridge when my mom was here this past weekend. By the way, it's Monday and I'm uploading this Tuesday. So it's all right. I had a good weekend with my family and now I just have to hustle today. This is ginger that I already had, but the first thing I'm gonna do is just cut up all of this produce, and also I'm gonna marinate some chicken. First I'm gonna put on my like little handy garbage. I'm actually gonna do it over here for now. Right there. So much easier since the garbage is over there. The first up are our grapes. I'm actually going to do like half full-size grapes and then half cut-up grapes to just stay fresher longer that way. But I do have my handy-dandy grape slicer that I've had for 100 years now. It's the best Amazon purchase. Also going to put my hair up because my hair is falling out so bad postpartum. Who could relate? Did you guys lose your hair too? I swear, I don't know how I have any hair left, but putting my hair back. Had to do a pit stop here because I must have poured like one thing of rotten blueberries and with my regular blueberries, you know, just throw a little wrench in it. Just how I like it. Alright, I'm pausing from the produce to put barbecue sauce on the chicken thighs. All right, now back to prepping produce. I just wanted to get that starting to marinate. Okay, so since I already cut the bottoms off the asparagus, I'm just gonna throw that in the oven now for a really easy, it's just shrimp and asparagus sheet pan dish. Very easy, just need asparagus, some shrimp, of course wild caught is better, some lemon, garlic, and olive oil, salt and pepper, that's it, and it's delicious. I really want to use this new gadget for my garlic, but I didn't realize I had to charge it first, so I'm just gonna go and cut up the first round of garlic while this charges. Alright, so I'm just going to put this in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. I'll check, but you know how you like your shrimp cooked, and then I just want to make sure the asparagus is nice and soft. Now that that is in the oven, I'm just going to cut up the lettuce and put that away, and that's for Chris's lunches. And I'm also going to throw those chicken thighs on the grill, which is also for his lunch. I always tell you guys this, but I feel like a lot of times women are afraid to grill, and you shouldn't be. It's really easy. Literally just turn the propane on, turn the grill on, throw some food on. Easy to clean up. But Chris and all the kids like chicken thighs more than any other type of meat on the grill, so that is what we are doing. Alright, I was cleaning up and I set a timer for 10 minutes. Perfect. Alright, I'll come back out and check on these in like 5 minutes. They're looking good so far. There's a lot of quinoa in these recipes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make that as well. So I'm doing, I can do 3 cups of quinoa, so I'm gonna need 6 cups of water, or like chicken broth, vegetable broth, whatever you like to cook like your rice normally in. It's the same that you would cook quinoa in. I love quinoa, and so do the kids. It's just a little bit better for you than rice. I didn't know about quinoa until I moved out of my parents' house, and then I started using it a lot. And a lot of times, like Chris isn't a fan of just quinoa, so I'll mix some quinoa, like cook the quinoa and then mix it with rice, and he likes it that way. Alright, so while we're waiting for the quinoa to cook, I'm going to chop up an eggplant, 2 zucchini, and 2 yellow squash, and I'm just gonna save these chopped up. This is gonna be for a spring pasta salad, but that's not on my meal plan till later in the week, so it's nicer just to have all the veggies chopped up rather than like have hard pasta, especially gluten-free pasta. It gets really hard in the fridge and it's like not as yummy the next day. So I'm gonna wait until later to cook those, but I will still share that recipe with you. Hi, baby. I love you. All right, change of plans. Ooh, she okay? We are going to actually roast the veggies for that spring summer salad because they'll stay good in the fridge, and then I'll just make the pasta. So that'll just be like one less step, which in all of this, that is like my best advice, and that's why I like to do this, because when I have things prepared, I'm less likely to like get off track. And for those of you that are new here and didn't watch my recent like what I eat in a day, the whole point of this is to like get my nutrition on point. It's not like weight loss or anything like that. Like I'm translucent, sorry guys. There we go. It's not for weight loss or anything like that. It's just to be healthier, because my goal in life is to be healthy for my children and be around as long as I can. And that's what my motivation and inspiration is, as well as just wanting to feel good and feel like myself and have energy. So I just put the asparagus and the shrimp onto this one dish to cool off before I put it in the meal prep containers. And I'm going to use this same pan right here to roast our other veggies. So before I throw those veggies in, I'm actually going to cut up the broccoli to roast that at the same time for a different recipe. Just gonna do that really quickly. I'm just using 2 heads of broccoli for my next recipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that up. All right, now I just gotta add some olive oil, salt, and pepper to these, and we can throw them in the oven. Just a little bit, since this pan already had a little bit in it. And then some on here. All right, so while that stuff is roasting, I'm gonna get started on my smoothie bowls. What's left? Prepping some more like actual meals. So I did find reusable bags on Amazon. They're 1 gallon and they're freezer safe and food safe. So putting them in my handy dandy little bag holders. I usually use this when I'm doing like dump and go crock pot meals or freezer meals. But they work great for this. They also work great for icing bags. So Jessica Spires, she's a nutritionist, and she will like make a special meal plan for you based on your health and what you're looking for. And that is where all these recipes are from. I should have mentioned that in the beginning, but my brain is just all over the place today. Let me show you. So she gave me a meal plan, recipes and everything, and I just went ahead last night and wrote stuff down for what I would be needing, because I went to the grocery store today, and then like how many of each thing I need to make. So I'm making I drank the anti-inflammatory smoothie today, so I'm not making that. I'm making 2 apple cider vinegar smoothies, 2 super greeny smoothies, and 2 mango bowls. So I'm gonna start first with the 2 super greenies, since I just cut up that extra broccoli. So here we go. They're actually called extra greenies, my bad. Extra greeny, I always call them super greeny. 2 cups of spinach.
I want all the fruit.
You want fruit? Okay. Here's 1 cup.
Wait.
Spinach.
I have some fruit.
You want some spinach? There. You're welcome. I would love you to have spinach. It makes me happy. It also makes me really happy when we actually use all this without it going bad. So 1 banana each. I'm just gonna do it like this. Mom life. Another banana in here. So far we did a ½ cup of broccoli, 2 cups of spinach in each, 1 banana in each. I gotta do 1 thumb of ginger in each. What's funny is that like when I first started having these smoothies, the ginger felt so strong, and now like I crave more ginger. It's funny how that works. And then they each get 1 tablespoon of flaxseed. Don't mind my loud life in the background. Okay. 1 tablespoon of flaxseed. Another tablespoon of flaxseed. So that is everything we need for the extra greeny smoothie. And then when you're ready to make it, use 1 cup of fresh juice. I use 1 cup of this tart cherry juice because, you know, I don't have the luxury of making fresh juice in the morning. My mornings are just so crazy as it is. So that is what I use, and it's actually really good. And I always feel really good when I finish it. It just, I don't know, it just feels like very energizing and delicious. So I'm gonna close those up and start on our next set of smoothies. But honestly, this is just a relief knowing that these are ready to go and all I have to do is throw those in the blender. Now we're gonna make 2 of the apple cider vinegar ones. These have a little bit more ingredients in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything ready for that. So that is also gonna have 2 cups of spinach. This is why I'm able to finish these so quickly. 2 cups of spinach. So that's all we're gonna do for these bags. And then when the time comes to make them, look how full they are. You're gonna add 1.5 cups of coconut water, 1 cup of coconut yogurt, and then 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. All right, before we get started on our smoothie bowls, I'm just gonna show you what we have going on here. This is still cooling off. The broccoli I just took out, and then our mixed veggies of the eggplant, the tomato, the zucchini, and squash. And then back to our smoothie bowls. Now we are doing, the other smoothies were just like smoothies that I drink, but these are actually smoothie bowls. Let me get these dates out of the way. I feel like I'm trying so hard to be like organized, but I'm still just like a hot mess everywhere. So the smoothie bowl base is 1/2 a banana. So every morning I'll either have a smoothie or a smoothie bowl. And the banana for this, you're gonna want frozen, which we're putting all of these bags in the freezer. So 1/2 banana in each of those, 1/2 cup of frozen mango. I make a delicious mango salsa. If you never tried it, you need to. I could just like eat it with a spoon. Okay, so we have that. That's gonna be our base. And then for the toppings, you put banana, kiwi, hemp seeds, and shredded coconut. So literally, this is it. I'm just gonna freeze these together because just having these pre-made, it's so simple. It's literally a banana and mango. I'm telling you, waking up, looking at my meal plan and just knowing, even right now, I just had this feeling of, because I just remembered that I literally don't have to make a smoothie in the morning. It's just, you know, I don't have to chop anything up, nothing like that. I don't even have to think about it. I just have to add the liquid. So it is exciting. These are things that excite you in your 30s. So that's what you have to look forward to, youngins. All right, next up, I need like some space to live. I have quinoa here. I'm gonna put all of this. This is for our spring pasta salad. I'm gonna put that in a container. And then I'm gonna put these into 2 individual meals. This is for 2 meals right here. So let's do that and then we'll get started on our next recipes. All right, you guys, I was starting to feel a little overwhelmed, so I just emptied the sink. I get like that sometimes where I'm just like, okay, this is too much, I can't think straight. The dishwasher is running. I hand wash these, I have to dry them. I put our shrimp and asparagus away. Broccoli is waiting here. We have another meal coming up that needs roasted broccoli. Getting ready to do some teriyaki chicken thighs. And then we'll get back to the rest of this. I'm gonna start making our chicken teriyaki. This is a recipe from Jessica that I'll be having one night this week. So you can use 1/2 cup of rice vinegar and 1/2 cup of cooking sake. I could not find cooking sake, and the one that I did find had like a ton of like caramel color and fructose syrup, so I didn't wind up getting that, so I'm just gonna do a cup. Wow, I think I have exactly a cup of rice wine vinegar instead of a half of each. So we're having 1 cup of rice wine vinegar. Now we're doing a half cup of liquid aminos, which is like a soy sauce but healthier, and I honestly like how this tastes so much better than soy sauce. It's naturally gluten-free. And then we're also gonna do 1/4 cup of coconut sugar. We're gonna stir all that together and let it get thick in the pot here. So for this recipe, for the chicken teriyaki, we're going to need 1 zucchini and some broccoli that I already have cut up from earlier, so let's go ahead and cut that up. Alright, so we want to let this boil, and then once this comes to a boil, cook it for 10 minutes, and then we're going to pour this into a jar and then cook up the rest of our ingredients for this. Alright, I think this is going to be done. Sounds so nice, doesn't it? Yeah, I think this is going to be done. Chicken is off the grill. I love like a good char on my chicken. Not that I'm even eating this. The kids really like chicken thighs with barbecue sauce, and so does Chris, so they'll be eating this. Then we have this sauce still going. I just turned on this burner, and I'm gonna put our veggies in there for the chicken teriyaki. A little olive oil, and I am thinking it's time for me to get new pans pretty soon. I feel like they're getting pretty worn out. Alright, we got our sauce over here. The veggies, a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to put these to the side and then cook the chicken in here. And it's just diced up chicken thighs that Chris cut for me. I just, you know, if he's here, he does it for me because I really, like, if I cut chicken, I'm not going to want to eat it half the time. I don't know. You know how I am. I have a love-hate relationship with meat. It depends on the day. Alright, while I'm waiting for the chicken to cook, I'm just going to cut 2 peppers for stuffed peppers. And then this one I'm just going to cut for the kids. They really like this. I'm also going to prep the carrots and the celery for the kids. Alright, this chicken is done, so I'm going to add the sauce to it, that teriyaki sauce that we just made, and give it a stir and let it simmer a little bit longer. Alright, so our chicken is done with the veggies, so it's just chicken, veggies, and then some steamed rice. So I just did a bag of brown rice, so I'm just going to do like half of that in one container, and then another half in the other. Top it with our chicken and veggies, and then that's 2 teriyaki bowls ready for this week. I don't remember the last thing I said because I keep having to stop to nurse, and then I'm like, wait, what was I doing? Again, sleep deprivation is real. Evie just turned 5 months old, so I'm hoping she'll start sleeping soon, but if she's like any of my other kids, she won't. But anyway, now we are making the recipe I'm probably the most excited for, which is Greek style stuffed peppers. So let me show you what I have here. So the original recipe from Jessica makes 6 peppers and all that, but I'm just doing it for 2 since that's what's on my meal plan and since Chris or nobody else in the family will eat this. So what you need for this is some spinach, Kalamata olives, chickpeas, of course your peppers, some shallot, some quinoa, and some feta cheese. Her recipe actually calls for doing it in the crock pot, which is great. You know, I love crock pot meals. But I'm doing this since my quinoa is already cooked. I'm doing this in the oven on 350 for about 20 minutes. We'll see where we're at with that. But yeah, I'm basically gonna mix everything up with the quinoa and then stuff these. I'm gonna show you guys what I did in a second, but this I'm making for a like broccoli kale salad. So I'm just cutting up some cashews. I'm also just going to slice a lime for these little burrito bowls, but I'll show you that in just a second. First I'm gonna cut up the cashews. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. This is just some of that quinoa that we made and then just rinsed black beans from a can. And I'm just adding a half lemon. And then when it's time to eat these, we're gonna add 1 egg, like over easy kind of. And then we're also gonna add some avocado, which obviously you don't wanna cut that up ahead of time. So that you're just gonna get a half avocado, an egg, and then some salsa. These look amazing. I'm really excited to eat these. It's witching hour. I know I always say that, but it is actually witching hour. This is quinoa, broccoli, and kale, and this is gonna be for a salad, and the cashews also go with it. The recipe calls for both the quinoa and the cashews to be toasted, but I don't mind them in their like state like that. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put some cashews in here. All right, now we're moving on to breakfast burritos. Oh, I guess you don't like that apple? We're throwing away an entire apple in the garbage, okay. Elle, you didn't like it? That's really wasteful. Maybe somebody else would have eaten it.
He took like
Mom likes. So now I'm making breakfast burritos. I'm starting with some turkey sausage. I'm just gonna cook this in the pan. The burrito also calls for some onion and for some garlic. So let's see if this thing works. I don't even know if it charged properly or what. I've never used it before. I wonder if this is too much. Let's see. See? Oh, yay! That was amazing. That was like 2 seconds. Look at that. So thankful for the 2 sweet women who sent me this. That was literally so thoughtful. All right, let's add that in. Now I'm adding 1 can of black beans to that onion and garlic, some tomato, some spinach, This is a yes for me. I feel like we're in the home stretch. I have 2 more things that I want to make I'm not gonna lie, my back is killing me and my feet are killing me, but I know it's all gonna be worth it. You know, just to be able to not have to even think about any food this week for myself. The kids have their staples. And I think they'll also really like those breakfast sandwiches because that was really good, so I made plenty. I have noticed with this that they've all been trying new things, which is really nice. So yeah, right now I'm just chopping up some scallions. I'm gonna put them in here just to have like an ingredient prep. I like to top food with this. They're really good. This one's a little rotten. Okay, so now we're making one of our snacks, one of my favorites. It is a protein chocolate chia seed pudding. Sounds like a little bit too healthy, but it's actually delicious. I'm gonna show you how you make that. So I'm doing 1/3 cup of chia seeds, cup of cocoa powder. You wanna do it?
Yeah.
Good job.
Mommy, I will help you.
Oh, I love when you help too, honey. You're gonna do 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Go ahead. 1 scoop of collagen. You add 2 cups of liquid, whether that's almond milk or coconut milk, whatever, but I like to use coconut milk. All right, it's Tanner's turn, Ella.
We each get to mix it.
Good job.
Mommy, do we each get to mix it?
Mommy's actually gonna mix it first because it's like a really weird
That
consistency.
looks like chocolate.
It is chocolate. Okay, this is what it's gonna look like. We're gonna put the cap on it and then put it in the refrigerator. And then once it's in the fridge for a while, you'll see it kind of start to congeal and you stir it up and it literally looks like pudding and it's delicious. All right, kids are back with me. They're gonna be more chill this time, right guys?
Yeah.
But we're making Tanner's favorite cookies.
Yeah.
And what you're gonna need for that, 1 cup of rolled oats, 1 1/4 cups of oat flour. I use Bob's red milk. All right, Tanner, you wanna throw this in?
Yeah, I
Tanner, these are those cookies that you love. So that was 1, and here's 1/4 cup of oat flour.
Oat flour?
Good job. Yeah, it's like made out of oatmeal, isn't it?
What?
All right, Ella, you can do the 1 teaspoon of baking soda.
Mommy,
Good job.
we each get to mix it? What?
Mhm.
What?
All right, Tanner stirs. Okay, pass it along so somebody else can stir. Good job. Yes, and then here's the little, we're gonna mash up our bananas.
Banana.
1/3 cup of maple syrup.
And where?
Right here. Good job.
I want nummy, Mom.
And then 1 egg. You're a stinker. Okay, now we're adding the wet to the dry. Now we can add whatever toppings we want. Let's add some raisins and walnuts.
Yeah. So I have to do my cooking here, guys.
All right, here, it's all your show. I'm leaving.
So guys, I did making a cookie channel favorite cookie. So let me do it. So I doing these 4 cookies. So let me, I know so let me type it. Let's see the bit. I think they get it for hours.
Yeah, it will take for hours if you do it like that. You can pick up the whole thing and pour it in, baby.
Yeah.
Do you like that idea?
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna do this.
Are you stalling for bed? Are you trying to not go to bed because it's bedtime? You're gonna do one mini chocolate chip at a time?
Yeah.
You got this. It's your cooking show.
Now let me get that enough and chip like this. So we'll do it. And that's all.
That's all?
And I need to do one more, guys. Okay, guys? So we're gonna do that enough. So we'll do it. So let me stop to see what it's like.
Here, how about I help you a little bit?
Yeah, okay. It's too hard for me. Now let my camera.
Okay, hold on one more second. Okay.
Mommy, how about this in my...
Oh, okay, okay, your cooking show. Got it.
Hey, guys. When they gonna be ready? But I can't die with. They're too hard for me, I think.
Alright, say good night, YouTube.
I can't do too.
Just because of all that chaos, I'm forgetting that I never did coconut oil. So you need 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Hopefully it's still okay. I'm putting it in after the fact. Yeah, it looks like it'll be fine. It looks perfect. I'm gonna go tuck the kids in and then put those on a baking sheet. Alright, you guys, we did it. We made it. It's almost 9 o'clock, but I don't have to cook for myself. I'll have to cook some easy things for the kids, but Chris and I are covered with this, and I don't know, I'm just happy to have all of the produce prepped. So at every meal, we just take out like the fruits and veggies and they pick from it, and it's so much easier, especially around meal times. It just always seems to be so chaotic with 4 kids. But anyway, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And definitely check out Kim's channel. I know that you guys are going to love her. I love her content and you will too. So make sure you go over and check out her channel. I'll have everything linked in the description box below. And I will see you in the next one on Sunday.
Just a bit of sugar to that horrid bitter. Maybe you taste different. Hold up, baby, I can sit beside you.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Tiffani Beaston from Beauty and the Beastons, and I upload every single Tuesday and Sunday, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos from me. We do lots of lifestyle related videos here: organizing, cleaning, cooking, grocery hauls, routines, a little bit of everything. And today we are doing a meal prep video, and this is one of my favorite meal prep videos that I've done because it was incredibly easy and everything was really healthy. I've been eating it all week now, and so has Chris, and we both love it. Today's video is sponsored by Beastons. I'm going to be using this Beastons knife throughout the video, so you'll see just how amazing it is. But you all have been telling me that I needed a new knife, and now I have one, and I'm so excited because this thing works so good. So the knife that I'm using in today's video is Beastons chef knife. It is for, anywhere from a beginner to a seasoned chef. It just is the perfect tool for all of your cutting needs. I love its unique sloped handle, so it just makes cutting and chopping just easier and safer. And it's also just beautiful. It's nice and sturdy, it's not flimsy, and it's perfect for anybody. Purchasing a knife from Beaston is just not only a great value, but it's going to last you a lifetime. Beaston is 2 to 3 times less expensive than other premium knife brands, and it's just high quality at a great price. Their knives are made from premium materials like high-grade stainless steel, and what I like about this too is that it's not confusing. Literally, this is the knife for anybody and any cutting task. So you'll see throughout this video I use it for everything. You probably also saw it in my last video as well. As if you needed any more reasons to buy this Beaston chef knife, it is universally loved. It has 5,000 5-star reviews from pros who make their living working in the kitchen, as well to people like me who are just moms trying to cook. It's literally for everybody. And what's even better is that I have a 20% off coupon code for you. That code is Beastons. I'll put it on screen here. All you have to do is go to the link in my description box and use that code Beastons for 20% off of your first order. This Beaston chef's knife is designed to replace an entire set of knives. So yeah, you'll see me throughout this video using it for everything. But right now, all I'm doing is getting all of my produce prepped and ready. I'm making first these like veggie grain bowls, so that's just going to be quinoa and whatever vegetables you have on hand or whatever your favorite veggies are. We're just going to go ahead and roast them on 425 for about 20 minutes depending on your oven and depending how much you like your vegetables cooked. I like them to have like a nice brown color to them. It just really brings out the flavors, and all I'm doing is putting these vegetables on a baking sheet with a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. Feel free to use whatever seasonings you want, and I'm also going to make a yummy sauce for this, but you'll see that towards the end when we go ahead and put these in the container. Alright, so now that that is roasting in the oven, I had to stop again to nurse Evie. She's in her 4-month sleep regression right now, so she's very needy, but I'll take it because I know it goes by so fast. And I don't know if you saw in the background, but Chris and his dad are working on building us like a built-in desk. We're doing some like shiplap in the office and basically a DIY IKEA desk, so let's pray that it comes out good. And I say IKEA desk as in like they brought the IKEA drawers, but they're putting just wood on top and shiplap on the wall, and again we're just going to pray it turns out good. So again, just cutting up some more veggies. Right now I'm doing some garlic, and the rest of these veggies that you'll see me cutting up here I'm just going to throw into a bowl and eventually add some diced chicken to this. But first I'm pausing to take everything out of the oven. Everything is roasted perfectly, and I'm just going to let it sit here and cool off for a little bit. You may have noticed earlier that I had some carrots in a bag as well, and if you watched my grocery hauls, you know that I prep a lot of my produce for the week ahead. So this was some zucchini that I had already prepped when I got groceries. I used a lot of it in recipes and smoothies, and then I just saved the extra in that Ziploc bag, and it was perfect in the freezer, and it roasted perfectly for this recipe too. So just a little hack if you have time when you get home from the grocery store to prep your produce. I just find out that we have so much less waste that way. So now I'm just cutting up some red onions to be roasted for these little chicken and veggie packs that we're making. So now I'm just adding the onions to this bowl and realizing that there's no way I'm going to be able to also fit chicken in this bowl, and nursing Evie yet again. I just wanted to share that in here because one, not only is she so adorable, but two, this is like how I actually get things done. Like, I have to hold the babies while I cook sometimes, and it's okay. And you'll see right here, I am just boiling some quinoa, and then I'm going to let that simmer until that's cooked. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut up that chicken, add it to the bowl, and then we're going to season it. For the seasoning, I'm just doing a teaspoon of each of these here. I'm going to put that in the bowl with the veggies and the chicken and mix it all up, put it in some parchment paper, and then cover that parchment paper with foil. We're going to bake it for about 20 to 25 minutes on 450 degrees. This recipe is from Jessica Spires. I've been talking about her a lot lately because she is helping me with my postpartum nutrition, and that does not mean postpartum weight loss. That literally means what I said, nutrition. It's kind of like replacing everything that you lose when you have a baby, especially with breastfeeding and all of that. We need tons of nutrients as moms. So yeah, I totally love her and recommend her, and she's just helped me so much. So now that that's in the oven, I'm just assembling our grain bowls. I'm doing a half a cup of quinoa and then just topping with our veggies. And then I'm going to be making like a peanut and soy sauce mixture for the sauce. I just Pinterested grain bowl sauces, and there's like a million out there, but I just love anything with peanut and soy sauce. I feel like that sweet and salty is just like my favorite thing in the world. The only thing I will say about the sauce recipe is that I omitted sesame oil because Chris is allergic to sesame. So now we are moving on to that sauce. This peanut butter that I'm using is a natural peanut butter, and I just opened it from Costco. So that's why it's like so watery like this. Usually when it's in the fridge, it's not super oily like this. But yeah, it actually worked out better that it was this consistency, just because it was like a little bit easier for me to pour and work with. So I'm just using a half a cup of that natural peanut butter. If you're allergic to peanuts, you can use whatever nut butter that you can have. I just like peanut butter the most out of all of the nut butters. But yeah, and now I'm just doing 1/4 cup of rice vinegar. I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of water, and then it says you can use 1 to 2 tablespoons of sriracha, but I only used 1 because I didn't want it to be super spicy. Now we are making some protein slash energy bars while I eat chocolate chips, because who can actually open a thing of chocolate chips and not eat a couple? I don't know. But I'm using 1 cup of that natural peanut butter, 1/3 cup of vanilla protein powder, a half a cup of rolled oats, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, 2 tablespoons of honey, and then 1/4 cup of mini chocolate chips. And then you can also add water. So for me, I actually needed less liquid since my peanut butter was like not really like congealed yet, I guess you can say. So what's good about this recipe is that you can just add whatever you like. Honestly, you're just trying to get to that texture to where you can roll it into little balls. So you'll see here, I just keep adding a little bit more oats every time. So anyway, once you get it to a consistency where you can roll it into balls, you're just going to go ahead and roll them up and let them sit in the fridge for half an hour to harden, and I keep mine in the refrigerator. So again, for this recipe, you can use whatever kind of nut butter you have, that you can have, and you can add any kind of toppings that you want. It doesn't have to be like this. You can roll them in shredded coconut. You can use chocolate protein powder. You can just mix it up and add whatever you like. Next time, I'm probably going to add some coconut and some white chocolate chips. Okay, so we have our protein balls in the fridge. Once they're nice and cold, I'm just going to throw them in a container, and I'll keep them in the fridge like that. But now we are moving on to our muffins. Again, lots of peanut butter in this video. Taking a break from adding ingredients to the blender, which is why I love that muffin recipe, because I love muffin recipes where you just throw everything in the blender. It's just so much easier that way. But these are how the little packs came out. They're great. Chris has been eating these. I've kind of been eating the green bowls the most, just because I get in like these phases where I don't really love chicken. I don't know, it's weird. Sometimes I love chicken and sometimes I hate chicken. It's just, I guess, depends on the week. But for these muffins, again, just super easy and super healthy for you. You can change these muffins up as well, but I'm just gonna go ahead and add my bananas. I actually doubled the recipe, and I'm gonna have all the recipes in my description box below. But for these muffins, all you need is, for one batch, so for 12 muffins, you're going to need 2 brown bananas, 1 cup of creamy peanut butter, 1/4 cup of honey, 1/3 cup of protein powder, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a half teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 2 eggs, and a half cup of chocolate chips, and just go ahead and blend it. I blended everything first before adding my chocolate chips because I just wanted them to stay like kind of big. And again, I doubled this recipe. So the recipe I just gave you is for 12 muffins only. But once they're all in the muffin tin, you're just going to cook those for 12 minutes on 400 degrees. So officially all of our food is cooked, and I'm just going to go ahead and put everything away into their proper containers. But I just wanted to thank Beaston again for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to use my code Beastons to get 20% of your first order. I'll have everything linked in the description box below. But I also wanted to announce a new mini series that I'm doing. I'm going to be doing at least one organizational video every single week in April, but I'm actually going to be starting it this Tuesday. So the last day of March, I'll actually be starting that video series. So I really hope that you come over and watch it. It'll probably be on Tuesdays, but it might be on Sundays. I'm not sure yet, but I'm really excited for that series because I know it'll give you tons of motivation. And plus, like, just since moving in, I just need more organization in my life. So the whole goal of it is just to make life easier, make it easier for you to find things, which therefore make it better for you to save money. When you can find everything, you save money instead of rebuying the same things over and over again. So if you could let me know in the comments below what type of organizational videos you want to see. The first one I'm working on is like the kids craft area. I have a giant closet that I'm putting new shelving in and just like making everything make sense. But again, I hope you all enjoy this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on Tuesday. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a new meal prep with me. In today's video, I'm making, as always, easy yet delicious meals. We are going to be making some breakfast options, lunch options, and even a delicious dessert option. And I'm going to be featuring Yumly's smart thermometer in today's video. And this is how I will finally stop overcooking my chicken and salmon. I can't wait to show you just how that works. Alright, so the very first thing I'm doing, of course, like I do in almost every video, is just getting my produce ready by rinsing everything and just getting it nice and cleaned off. Okay, now that all of my produce is nice and clean, I'm getting started on both my salmon and my chicken, featuring the Yumly Smart Thermometer, and I'd like to thank Yumly for sponsoring this portion of today's video. On my salmon, I'm just putting some salt, garlic, and some lemon pepper seasoning with some honey. I'm going to go ahead and insert my smart thermometer here, And this thermometer is actually going to go right into the oven, and on the app here you can see I'm clicking that I want my salmon well done, and my phone is going to alert me when my salmon is at the desired temperature that I chose. How amazing is that? Now I can finally stop overcooking my salmon and my meats, because you know that I always do that because I'm always afraid that it's not going to be cooked all the way through. And now I don't have to worry about that. I'm just topping my salmon off with some fresh lemon juice, and I'm going to throw that in the oven on 425 degrees. For my chicken, I just went ahead and diced it up, doing the same thing: salt, garlic, pepper, and some soy sauce and some honey. Chris will be eating the chicken that I'm meal prepping, and I'll be eating the salmon. This is just a very easy, delicious marinade for your chicken that he always enjoys. But one thing that I feel like is the most intimidating about meal prep is the multitasking and making sure you're not burning something or undercooking something, and that is really why I love this Yummly smart thermometer. I never have to worry about that. An alarm is literally going to go off on my phone and tell me when my salmon is cooked perfectly, and then in the pan I'm just cooking up that chicken. I just wanted to say one more thing about the Yummly thermometer. I think that would be an amazing gift to get or to give. It's for anybody from a novice to a professional chef. It just makes life that much easier having that. It's completely wireless, it's Bluetooth connected, it has built-in timers and alerts and assisted cooking programs, and plus everybody knows about Yummly. It's an amazing platform that can get tons of recipes and meal inspirations from. It's a website that I personally have always loved getting recipes from in general, so the fact that they came out with this smart thermometer is amazing. You can see that it's telling me what time it'll be done around and all of that, which is really, really cool. It tells you when it's completely ready to be removed from heat, and it even tells you if you hit that little start rest timer, when your salmon or whatever kind of meat or fish that you're cooking is done resting. So it literally makes the perfect meal. So thank you again to Yummly for sponsoring this portion of today's video. I will have the smart thermometer linked in my description box below, so definitely check that out. Again, it's an amazing gift, not only to someone else, but to yourself as well, because I know a lot of you overcook your meat and seafood as well when you're worried about it being cooked all the way through. So it's perfect for people like us and even the professional cook to kind of just keep you on track while you're multitasking doing all of this meal prep. So now that my salmon and everything else is done, I have kind of stopped and started this video a bunch of times because we had a snow day, so you can see my kids are home, and this is the only day I had planned out for my meal prep video. So now I'm just going ahead and cutting up all of the rest of our produce. Okay, now that all of our produce is chopped up, I am just spraying my pan and I'm going to be cooking our sweet potatoes and our regular red potatoes on 425 for about a half an hour. It depends how brown you want everything to come out. I'm also putting a little bit of olive oil on top, some garlic, some salt, and some pepper. But this is a great way to cook them. You also saw how small I cut the chunks, and I really like them much more when they are smaller like this. And next, I'm just going to boil a cup of quinoa and have this as like our green for our little meal prep lunch bowls. And I'm heating up some olive oil and just sauteing some of our yellow onion here. And this is going to be basically the base to my veggie side that I'm doing. And this veggie side was so delicious. Even Ella loved it, and it was just like a nice way to get in a ton of vegetables as well as some protein, because I'm going to be doing some black beans and some chickpeas in this as well. So once I get my onions nice and caramelized, I'm just adding in my red and yellow pepper. And then I'll cook that down a little bit and add the beans and the sweet potatoes once they're cooked, some corn. This was just delicious and super easy. Alright, so my potatoes are done. Like I said, I'm going to add those sweet potatoes to that like veggie side that I was making. I'm not really sure what exactly to call it. And then the regular potatoes I'm going to be using in a breakfast casserole that I'll show you later on in this video. But the first thing I'm doing for our meal prep now is just kind of assembling these lunches for Chris and I. Alright, moving on to our breakfast casserole. I'm just taking the sausage out of the casing here. This is like a maple sausage, so kind of a little bit weird to be going with eggs and potatoes. Like it kind of got like that maple flavor to it because that's what kind of sausage we had on hand. So next time I would definitely use just like a regular sausage, not like a maple flavor, but it was still delicious. And we ate the entire thing, which is a win in itself to just have a breakfast nice and ready. So first I'm putting the cooked sausage in, now our little potatoes. You can also totally buy hash browns, but like I said, I was trying to cook with what I had already had on hand, and I had those red potatoes. I'm mixing everything up, and then I'm going to add 8 eggs and some milk. I'm gonna scramble the eggs and milk together first, and of course you're gonna want to do like some salt and pepper, some garlic. A lot of people put onions in here and peppers, whatever kind of veggies you want. I just didn't want to do more peppers because I already have peppers in my lunch. So in the future, if I wasn't having peppers another time during the day, I would totally add them to this casserole. So I'm just throwing this in the oven on 350 degrees for about 25 minutes. It totally depends on your oven though. I definitely didn't want any kind of runny egg, so that definitely makes a difference how you like your eggs cooked. But next I am moving on to some keto brownies. I am not keto. I don't plan to be keto. It's just not my jam. I don't plan on doing any kind of diet, honestly. I'm just, staying gluten-free and kind of going with that intuitive eating and not really depriving myself of anything. I'm only 1 month postpartum on Wednesday, and as I mentioned before, it's just not something that I'm focusing on is losing weight. Yes, I want to be healthy, but it's just not my focus right now. I'm just enjoying being postpartum and enjoying baby snuggles, but I do enjoy eating healthy. So these keto brownies are flourless. I use almond flour and some cocoa powder, eggs, and vanilla. It's very, very simple. I know for keto you can't use sugar, I believe, so they use like a different kind of like liquid sugar that's allowed on the keto diet, but I use coconut sugar, which I read is better than using white sugar. So I have to say these brownies came out delicious. I'm pretty sure that adding chocolate chips on top isn't keto either, but the original Pinterest recipe was called like keto brownies. So I'm just adding these in the oven as well. They're gonna cook on 350 for I think about 20 minutes. Again, depends on your oven, but I will have these recipes linked in the description box below. Alright, so now we're moving on to overnight oats. I do a half a cup of oats, a scoop of vanilla Greek yogurt, just so I like to get that protein in it. Also gives it a nice texture and, some sweetness. Adding a little bit of milk, you can use whatever milk you want, and then whatever toppings you like. So I like to go ahead and mix mine up. I know that some people like to leave it like pretty and like layered, but not me because I always have like dry oatmeal on the bottom when I do it that way. So I like to stir it up, and then I add some frozen blueberries on top. Those will be the perfect, temperature. They won't be frozen when you go to eat them the next day. And then I'm also in one doing a little bit of peanut butter and some chocolate chips, and that is delicious on its own. And you can always add like bananas to it when you want to go ahead and eat it, or you can add it ahead of time too. But I have these smaller jars here, but they are actually the perfect size for overnight oats. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I will be taking off this Sunday. I hope that you have an amazing, amazing holiday and Merry Christmas. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tiffani Beaston from Beauty and the Beastons, and today I have a super simple summer inspired meal prep. So I'm basically starting off the video with most of the meat that I'll be using for my meal prep to kind of just get that over with. And I'm also going to be starting off with a sausage and spinach lasagna. It is so delicious. It's a very easy way to hide some veggies in for your kids. So the sausage that I'm cutting up right now is sweet Italian sausage, and I'm just going ahead and taking the casing off of it. And the first sausage you saw, that was a kale and chicken sausage that we'll be using for a sheet pan recipe coming up. So the first thing I'm doing is just going to be browning this regular sweet Italian sausage for our lasagna. So while that sausage cooks up and I'm already over here at my cooktop, I'm just going to go ahead and make some tri-colored quinoa. I'm just using this to put in the fridge as either a side. We really like to put it into our regular salads with our greens, and it just gives it an extra boost of protein. So now that the sausage is done, I'm just draining the oil out. I used to just shove it right down my sink, and then you guys were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do not do that. You're going to ruin your entire drainage system in your house. So now I know to put the oil in a bowl. So now that the sausage is all cooked and drained, I'm just going to add some spinach, and it looks like a lot, but it really wilts up to be almost nothing. So again, this is a very easy way to hide some veggies in for your kids. My kids love lasagna because it's full of cheese and sauce and just yummy goodness. And they also really love the sweet Italian sausage rather than like a turkey or a beef type of meat in the lasagna. And I'm just adding some sauce and mixing that all together. So this is going to be the sauce mixture that I'm using for my lasagna. And most of the time for lasagna, you use ricotta cheese and you put an egg in it, and that kind of just helps make it a little bit more thin and, you know, keeps the lasagna cohesive. However, my daughter is allergic to egg, so I don't put an actual egg into ours. I'm going to go ahead and mix up the ricotta really well to make it an more like thin consistency and a little bit easier to work with. So I'm doing my sauce layer on the bottom. I'd love to know, how do you layer your lasagnas? This is how I have always done it. And then these are a gluten-free lasagna noodle. I know that it's hard to find gluten-free lasagna noodles sometimes, so I just want to let you know, in the past, I've 100% made lasagna with just regular spaghetti and did layers of spaghetti, and it's delicious. I actually really like the consistency and almost prefer it over lasagna noodles, because I do feel like the gluten-free lasagna noodles really tend to like curl up when they're cooked. So I have my sauce layer, my lasagna, and then I have ricotta on top, and I'm doing a little bit of mozzarella cheese and then a little bit of Parmesan cheese, and then we'll repeat that process until everything is gone. So this lasagna just so happens to be our dinner for the night that I'm making it, but lasagna is actually a really great thing to go ahead and freeze to cook for a later date. I always think it's a great idea to make things like this before you go into labor, or if you have a busy day, or it's another great meal to drop off to a friend who just needs a break from cooking dinner. So yeah, lasagna makes a lot of people happy. So now I'm just going to show you, this is real life, you know, my kids are home with me while I'm cooking, as are most of yours, but Tanner comes in here, and whenever he helps cook, he likes to taste everything, which I think is one of the most amazing reasons to let your kids help you, because it kind of like helps them like try things. But Tanner decided to try a big old mouthful of Parmesan cheese, and he did not like it. And he actually spit it into our lasagna. So luckily, nobody was coming over for dinner this night. I promise if you come over for dinner, I won't have Tanner spitting in your food. So I'm just popping this in the oven, and it says to let it cook for anywhere from 50 minutes to an hour, and I let it cook for about 55 minutes and it was perfect. However, if you are freezing it or having it refrigerated beforehand, you'll probably need to cook it for longer than that, since ours was fresh and went right into the oven. So my quinoa is done. I'm just going to go ahead and put it away. If you haven't tried quinoa before, just try it. I promise you, it's really easy. All you do is cook it for 15 minutes and cover it. It's very, very simple. When I first got Chris to eat quinoa, I used to mix it in with his rice so he wouldn't notice, because you know, he just doesn't like to try new things sometimes. And then he wound up loving it, and I actually brought it to my parents' house yesterday when we went over, and they loved it too, and that was their first time having it. So don't knock it till you try it. I feel like it's a really yummy alternative to rice. Again, I said it has the protein in it, and it's actually considered a seed. But anyway, enough of my quinoa talk. I am moving on to cutting a bunch of chicken, and later we'll be using this for kebabs. Kebabs are so easy to meal prep. I feel like both lasagna and kebabs can seem like they take a long time, but when you're doing everything in one day, it really just frees up the rest of your evenings. You also just saw that I cut bacon. We're going to be using that for bacon wrapped dates. That's a really yummy snack, but I'm actually making that for my mother-in-law's birthday party, and just everybody in our family loves that. I also just shred up some rotisserie chicken, and we're going to be making the most delicious chicken salad later, and that is what part of this corn is for as well. And one of my other cooking videos, we talked about husking or shucking corn. What do you call it? I would love to see what wins. I always called it husking, but apparently a lot of people call it shucking. I just salted water for our corn to go in, and yes, I had to Google how long to boil corn. I always do the same thing with hard-boiled eggs too, but anyway, boil water and then put the corn in for 5 minutes and it's done. And then the lasagna was done. You can see what I mean about the noodles kind of curling up, but it was still really, really delicious. I am filming this video in real time, just showing you like how I work in the kitchen, so that's why things are a little bit all over the place, but I want to show you how I get it all done within a certain time frame. So while I'm waiting for my corn to boil, I'm just rinsing off the rest of my produce that I'll be chopping up, and then like I said, you only need 5 minutes for it to boil, and it came out perfectly. So we are pausing the meal prep portion right now because we're going to go ahead and eat dinner. Again, like I said, I'm showing you everything in real time because I want to show you how I do it as a pregnant mom of 3. So I'm just going ahead and cutting the lasagna. We're all going to have dinner, and then we're going to catch back up on the meal prep, but then I'm going to pause again to put the kids to sleep. So again, this is real life, this is real time, and this is the way that we can get things done to kind of just ease up the rest of our week. Having meals prepared not only for dinner but for lunch, and having snacks prepared just really helps the week run smoother, but it also saves a lot of money. Okay, dinner was delicious, and now the corn is nice and cooled off, so I'm able to work with it. Luckily, I didn't just cut Carter's finger off. He loves to grab, anything up while I'm cooking it, and we talk about it all the time, but yeah. Moving on. I did see that there's like a device, some kind of gadget on Amazon that cuts your corn off, but I like just doing it the good old-fashioned way with a knife. And I like not having like a million little kernels. I really like the bigger chunks as well. So this corn is going to be used to go in salads. If you've never had corn on the cob in your salad, you're missing out. It's very delicious, especially with ranch dressing. But the rest of the corn we're going to be using for our summer chicken salad. But now I'm just going ahead and cutting up all the rest of the produce that we'll be using in our recipes. I love a good sheet pan recipe, almost as much as I love a good crock pot recipe, just because it's really easy, If you have any sheet pan recipes that you love, let me know in the comments below. I also think I want to work on a summer crock pot video because like I said, I just love the crock pot. So what I'm doing here is I just cut up some little red potatoes, some broccoli. We have that chicken kale sausage that I cut up earlier in the video, and then these mini peppers, which I love. Sorry the camera is shaking. I'm pretty sure I had my camera like sitting on top of a thing of cheese or something for a tripod, so sorry about that. And now I'm just going ahead and cutting up some onion for this, and I'm also going to be cutting up some onion a little bit smaller for our chicken salad. Again, it's all about efficiency. So as far as seasonings go, I'm just being super simple and using just a little bit of salt and pepper. I am going to spray the middle of the baking sheet with some cooking spray, and then I'm going to put our chicken sausage on there. I'm also going to be putting some olive oil on our veggies just to kind of help them cook up really nicely. The chicken sausage has a ton of flavor. I actually just had it for lunch yesterday. So you don't need a ton of spices. Plus you get flavoring from the onion and the peppers as well. I'm just putting that in the oven on 375, and I checked it at 15 minutes and kind of just stirred things up, and then I did another 15 minutes. I will say that the potatoes took longer, so I wound up having to put the potatoes on a different sheet. It just really depends, because I've had potatoes cook perfectly with it, but I think it depends on the firmness of the potatoes when you buy them. Anyway, moving on to cutting up more produce. A lot of you liked how I cut my peppers, and I can't take credit for that because I learned it from, I believe it was either Giada or Rachel Ray. I want to say Giada. I love using fresh fruit juices in my cooking, as well as like fresh herbs and things like that. This lime juice is going to be for our chicken salad. I just want to say, if you make anything from this meal prep video, try this chicken salad. It is seriously delicious. Even the kids loved it, besides Tanner, but we all know he's a little bit pickier. He wouldn't even look at it, but that's just the phase that he's in right now. We all have toddlers like that. But fed is best. So I'm not cutting up grapes today, but I am just kind of rinsing them off and washing them. I get so many questions on where this strainer is from. It's actually only $4. It's at IKEA. They always have it when I go in the kitchen section, but I love it. I've used it for like dishes to dry in it. When I first got them years ago, I used it for bottle parts to dry in. But yeah, I love it. Very inexpensive, and it goes right over the sink. Okay, grapes are clean. Our sheet pan meal is done. This was intended for lunches, which is what we've been having them for, but you can totally do that for dinner ahead of time. Even if you want to just ingredient prep and just cut a bunch of stuff up and put them in containers to make meals that week, that's also a great idea if you didn't want to go ahead and cook it. Anyway, now I'm moving on to cucumbers, and I'm just cutting this so that I can have it as a snack this week with just some salt or some hummus. The carrots will also be for a snack, and now I'm just cutting the green parts off of the strawberries because that's how my kids eat them. They've been eating them big like this. But I always get questions about my produce and staying fresh. produce in my house with 3 kids and, Chris and I only really last for 3 days or 4 days at the most. If I take out 1 container of strawberries at a meal, they will be gone. So we do really go through produce really fast. My kids probably have some type of fruit with every meal, which is fine. So anyway, moving on to my kebabs, I'm just soaking them in some water, and this will help them not catch on fire because I've definitely done that before. And then I'm just cutting the cheese, and yes, I have to laugh at that because I'm immature. But yes, I'm cutting the cheese. I'm just cutting mozzarella and some Colby Jack, and I'm putting them in a little Tupperware, and then we can pull these out just to go along with our grapes and our fruit and our veggies, whatever, as a snack. A lot of people just do string cheese and stuff like that, but the kids love these little cubes of cheese as well. Okay, moving on, we are headed to our chicken salad. And again, this is super easy, especially if you just do rotisserie chicken. I have some grape tomatoes in there. I have the juice of 2 limes. I have 1 avocado right now and then some corn, but I do wind up adding an additional avocado. It really just depends on, one, what kind of flavors you like. If you hate avocado, you can use mayonnaise. But yeah, the avocado was really, really delicious in this. Avocado turns brown even when you do use lime juice, so there were like brown parts in it, but it was still delicious. I'm just using salt and pepper to season it, a little bit of garlic powder, and some chili powder. If you like spice, you can go ahead and use cumin or red pepper flakes. Make it your own. This is just an idea, to make it yummy. So a lot of times I don't follow recipes because I just go by my taste. When I first started cooking, I thought I had to have a recipe for everything because I was scared to mess things up. But just be confident and just do what you like in your food. So the sheet pan meal is all ready. I'm just going ahead and putting it in a Tupperware. And like I said, I had to put the potatoes in a little bit longer, so that's why they are on a different baking dish. Another little tip I have for you, which honestly isn't even a tip, but when I'm feeling like I'm in a rut and I don't really know what to cook, I go on Pinterest and I don't get overwhelmed. I feel like you can get overwhelmed by Pinterest or you can get inspired. So a lot of my meals are Pinterest inspired, or I see something that looks good to me, but there's something I would change, or, just things like that. And when I said that you don't need a recipe, that's for like this type of cooking. For baking, oh my gosh, I need an exact recipe. Baking gives me anxiety for some reason. But things like this, cooking like this, it's all good. So the quinoa and corn I'm going to be using for salads this week. I've already used some of it yesterday. Along with that cheese that we cut up, we also put that in our salad yesterday. Really, ingredient prep is awesome if you don't want to meal prep. So I'm just putting away our produce now. I always get so many questions about these containers, and they do sell out pretty quickly on Amazon. But I actually bought an extra one this last week, I think, to give away in a giveaway soon. So make sure you're following me on Instagram at t.beaston. I'm going to be doing a giveaway on there for some of my favorite products, like the pink baking dishes and things like that. Now moving on to good old-fashioned overnight oats. I'm just doing a 1/2 cup of oats. I did some frozen wild blueberries, and I'm topping it with some vanilla yogurt. You could, again, do this however you want. A lot of times if I'm not using blueberries, I'll go ahead and put bananas and peanut butter. As long as you have the right amount of liquid in your overnight oats, they will be fine. I only make 2 at a time. I like to add healthy toppings like chia seeds, and then again, like I said, you need to make sure it has enough liquid. So I'm mixing in some coconut milk as well, and I am going to stir it. I know a lot of people don't stir it, they just put it in their fridge like this, but I've had like big chunks of dry oats when I've done that in the past, so I do like to just stir it up. And I already ate both of these, but yeah, like I said, I like making 2 at a time. I don't really like making them further in advance than that. You guys are probably so sick of seeing me make this, but you know, there might be some new eyes here. So I am making yogurt bark as well because my kids love it. It's an amazing summer treat. All you do is spray either some wax paper, some parchment paper. You want to do your yogurt pretty thin, otherwise it's very hard to break apart. So I'm just using that vanilla Greek yogurt, give it some extra protein. I'm putting some chopped up strawberries that I cut up earlier and some chocolate chips on it. You can add sprinkles, you can add whatever kind of fruit you want, and you just pop it in the freezer, and it lasts, you know, I would say at least a week for us. I did hear some feedback that some kids don't like holding it in their hand. Another option for you is to put it in a popsicle mold. I've done that as well. If your kids don't like either that really cold feeling or they don't like the texture, that is just another easy option for you. So I can just put this in the freezer for a couple hours, however the kids are sleeping. So I'm just doing it in the freezer overnight and it'll be ready for the next day. Okay, moving on to our dates. So it's really simple. You just cut some bacon in half. I really love turkey bacon with it, but my mother-in-law and my in-laws like real bacon, so that's why I'm using real bacon. You literally just twirl it up. You cook it on 375 until the bacon is to your liking. And make sure you get pitted dates. You don't want any pits in your dates, but it's just like a yummy sweet and salty appetizer. And I just wanted to include it in this video because tons of us are going to barbecues and things like that, and we need something to bring. So just pop these in the oven before you head over to your next barbecue, and it's always a hit. Everyone loves them. So now that that's all wrapped up for the next day, I'm gonna go ahead and work on my kebabs. And like I said, I just had the wooden sticks soaking in the water, and now I'm doing some chicken mixed with veggies. And I'm making a massive amount because I'm bringing some to my mother-in-law's birthday party as well, but you can put anything on here. When I make them just for us at home, I actually really enjoy making just all meat on one and all vegetables on the other, just so that you can cook them perfectly to the consistency that you like. Because for me, I like my chicken really well done on the grill and my veggies like, you know, just basically like tender and slightly charred. But again, they do look prettier when they're all mixed together, but that's just another option. And again, if you take the time out of your week to do these once, you literally have dinner made for another night. And I also love shrimp kebabs. I'm not doing anything with the shrimp until we are going to cook them, but I just put salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic on them before we cook them. That's really all they need. Also, if you have lemon juice, that's another really delicious addition. So I really hope that you all enjoyed this video and it gave you some meal ideas or even just some inspiration to ingredient prep. And just let me know in the comments below what other videos you want to see this month, if there's any other type of cooking videos. Just thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another ultimate meal prep. This time is my fall edition meal prep. We're making breakfast, we're making lunches, we're making dinner, we're getting some snacks prepared, and even some desserts. So make sure to stay tuned and check out all of these easy, super delicious, and affordable meals. So before we get started on our actual meal prep, I'm just unboxing my Thrive Market order. If you don't know what Thrive Market is, it's an online membership-based market that's on a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable for everyone. We've been using Thrive for a really long time now. We have a lot of allergies in our family. We try to eat as clean as possible and organic when we can. It's all about balance, but the one thing that Thrive has really helped us with is just getting those foods that my kids can actually eat. We're a gluten-free family. My kids are allergic to gluten. I've been gluten-free for 9 years now, so it's pretty easy for us, but Thrive Market just makes it even easier. We also had allergy testing done and had some other allergies that were diagnosed as well. So I just love how you can go to Thrive Market's website or their app and just filter out foods that fit for your family. And you can enjoy member-only prices. Members save an average of $32 on every order. So again, this is just a cheaper way for our family to eat healthy and get the things that we need. And also, they never engage in surge pricing, and you always get member-only savings pricing, like no matter what, which is huge right now because I feel like everybody is upping their prices. They also have the highest quality, healthy, and sustainable products, so you can buy thousands of wholesome food, home, and beauty curated just for members. You find everything you need from organic and essential groceries to clean beauty, safe supplements, non-toxic home items, plus ethical meat, sustainable seafood, clean wine, which I cannot wait to have once I pop this baby out, and more. So it's just healthy without the hassle. Like I said, you can kind of like filter out your allergies or what types of food you're looking for. So you can easily shop by 70 plus diets and values like keto, paleo, gluten-free, vegan, and non-GMO, fair trade certified, BPA free, and more. And if you get the app, skip the store and skip the lines. Not only is Thrive good for you, but it's also good for the planet. Orders over $49 are shipped for free and delivered with carbon neutral shipping from their zero waste warehouses. And another great thing about Thrive is that they give back. So through Thrive Gives, their 1-for-1 membership matching program, every paid membership sponsors a free one for low-income families. They've also done amazing things for COVID. They have a COVID-19 relief fund, and that provides grocery stipends to families facing health or financial hardships due to COVID-19, and to date, they have raised over $950,000 from members, employees, partners, and brands, which is incredible. I also love that you can choose your membership. So for me, I went with the 12-month membership because that comes down to only $5 a month. But if you're not sure if Thrive Market is right for you, you can easily give it a try for a shorter period of time. Just remember that Thrive Market memberships are risk-free, so you can try it for 30 days to determine if Thrive Market is right for you. And if not, just cancel within 30 days and get a full refund. So be sure to visit thrivemarket.com/beautyandthebeastons, or you can click the link in my description box. And when you sign up today, they are giving away a free gift up to $22 when you sign up today. So the first thing that I like to do is just go ahead and prepare my produce, and I do that by using some Thieves Fruit and Veggie Wash. You can find that on my Instagram at Beaston Essentials, and I kind of just let all of this fruit soak really quickly, rinse it off, and do the same for my vegetables as well. So now that all of that is rinsed off, I am just letting it dry off over here, as you can see. And now I like to work on whatever kind of meats I'm using just to get that out of the way. So right now I'm just cutting up chicken. We're going to be using this for multiple recipes. Now that my chicken is all cut up, I'm just spraying my foil here, and you can see I separate it into two sections so I can do two different types of chicken. You can do as many sections as you want and do all different types, but for me, I'm just doing a salsa chicken. I'm going to use that in my bowls with quinoa and sweet potatoes and black beans. And then on the other side, I'm just doing like a kind of like everyday chicken that you can use with any recipe, and that's going to have salt, pepper, garlic, and some paprika. And then next I'm just cutting up some sweet potatoes because I want to roast them with my chicken as well, because this specific recipe for chicken is going to go in the oven on 400 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. I am the person that always overcooks my meat because I'm always just like weirded out if it's not cooked enough, and I don't know. So that is how we are doing it. I probably did mine for closer to a half an hour, and I probably could have done it a little bit less, but anyway, we're just cutting up the sweet potatoes and we're going to roast those at the same time that we cook our chicken. So I just put some olive oil, salt, and pepper on those potatoes, and I'm going to go ahead and throw those in the oven along with my chicken. You'll see my kids in this video because this is real life and this is the only way to get things done around here. So yeah, we are roasting that 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes, both the chicken and the sweet potatoes. Now that all of that stuff is in the oven, I'm going to get started on my chili. So I'm just browning some turkey with some salt and pepper, and I like to put garlic powder on the meat right away, as well as chili powder, and I use a ton of chili powder, but my favorite thing to add into here is actually brown sugar. I feel like brown sugar in chili is what makes me love it so much more than any other kind of chili. So while that's browning, I'm just going to go ahead and cut up an onion. I'm going to use 1/2 of the onion for my chili and the other half for my crock pot chicken and rice soup. So now that my turkey is browned and the onions are nice and cooked through, I'm adding 2 cans of chili beans and 2 larger cans of crushed tomatoes. So I like to give my chili layers of flavor. So you saw me season the meat. Now that all of this is in, I'm just re-seasoning the whole thing with some more chili powder and some more brown sugar. While that's simmering, I'm heading back over to the cutting board, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut up some celery for my chicken and rice soup, but I'm also going to cut some produce just to have as snacks for the kids as well. But basically the theme here is that I'm always trying to do something, even if that means stopping one thing and going back over, but that's the only way to meal prep and for it to not take an entire week. The timer is done for the chicken. It looks perfect. The chili is also looking really good. And now I am headed back over to my produce and I'm going to finish doing that. Now I'm headed over to the crock pot. I just put the rest of those onions in and I'm adding some of that chicken from the oven to the crock pot with some of those veggies and just adding in 2 whole boxes of chicken broth because we like our soups very brothy. The kids like to drink the broth, and also a lot of times when you go ahead and add your rice or your pasta to it, it just absorbs a lot of the broth. So that's why I'm using 2 boxes. I have to be honest, my favorite chicken and rice or chicken noodle soup is done on the stove because I like to caramelize the onions and brown the chicken and all of that, but the crock pot suits us well also. Now I'm headed back over to my cutting board and I'm just grating up some zucchini and I'm making chocolate zucchini muffins and they came out delicious. The kids love them. Any way that I could hide some veggies in their food, I will do it. I do have a KitchenAid that has like an attachment to do this, but sometimes I'm just too lazy to get the KitchenAid out, which is probably why most people just leave it out on their counters, but I like clear counter space in my kitchen and that's why I'm doing it this way. Now I'm just cutting up some broccoli, so I'm going to steam some of this for a pasta dish that I'm making, and then the other half I'm just putting in a bag so that I can easily steam it to go along with other meals. Depending on the kids' moods, sometimes they will actually eat broccoli, but you never know what you're going to get. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and steam that and put the rest in a bag. Now I'm just adding some of that chicken that we baked with some of that steamed broccoli and then realizing, wow, this dish is way too small, dirtying a dish for no reason and moving on to a bigger dish. But I'm basically going to let this cool off on the side. I'm adding some rice into my crock pot. I just did 1 cup of rice and I'm going to go ahead and let that cook longer. And the chili is done, so I'm putting that into a baking dish and now making some cornbread to go on top of it. This is my first time doing it and it was so delicious. We love Wegmans brand of gluten-free cornbread. But yeah, basically we just do a ton of things at once to save time, and that is meal prep, but then it gives you a couple days off from being in the kitchen. Now I'm just popping this in the oven, and you basically can do it for however long the box of cornbread says to cook the cornbread. I still have a lot of chili left over, which is amazing because it's a great thing to freeze. So I'm just putting it into one of my freezer bags, and I'm gonna go ahead and freeze that. But I am one of those people that cannot eat chili without either cornbread in it or like some kind of tortilla chip and cheddar and sour cream. I love toppings. I'm just a topping person. But the same thing goes for like chicken noodle soup or chicken and rice soup. I need crackers. I need something with it. I've even used pretzels in my chicken and noodle soup, but it's actually really good that way. But you can see here, this is how this is looking so far. I'm leaving it in a little bit longer because the center was still a little bit gooey. And you can see the babes here just enjoying their chicken and rice soup. And I am moving on to making muffins. These muffins can be used for either dessert or for breakfast. We usually use them for breakfast the night of. We use them for dessert the night that we actually make them. And the kids, they always love being involved in any kind of baking that we do. And although half the time it drives me crazy and things are spilled, I know that they love being a part of it. So I really try to stay patient. You can see they're like, what in the world is this green stuff you're putting in my muffin? So for the muffins, you're going to need flour, some maple syrup, baking soda. I'm using a gluten-free flour, and you're going to need that zucchini as well. And of course, chocolate chips. But I'm going to try to link all of the recipes in the description box below and let you know anything that I change from the recipes. The muffins were so delicious. They are the type of muffins that only last a couple of days, so you can leave them out for like one day, but then I would put them in the fridge and warm them up. Just otherwise they get really dry, but we love these. These were so good. And now I'm working on my copycat Starbucks egg bites. These are always a hit. This time we put sausage in them. It wasn't my favorite. I like them better with just veggies, but Chris doesn't eat anything unless there's like meat involved. So you saw for the egg bites, I basically did a ton of eggs and some cottage cheese. I have the sausage browning, and now I'm finally boiling some water. That water is going to be for our pasta dish that we were making with that chicken and broccoli. But first I'm going to go ahead and put all of the muffins away. Going back over to my eggs, I'm just adding some shredded cheese. You can add whatever kind of cheese you want. And then I'm adding some salt and pepper as well. I got these inserts for the Instant Pot because I have been so obsessed with Starbucks egg bites for the longest time, and it's like $5 for 2 tiny egg bites. So I knew I had to start making them myself. So it was a great investment to get these for the Instant Pot. And now, like I said, I'm just cutting up some sausage to add to these little egg molds first. So whatever kind of meat or whatever kind of toppings you're having in your egg bites, put those in the bottom first, and then you're going to pour your eggs on top. But I noticed my water was boiling, so I'm just adding in my chickpea pasta because that's what we're going to be using in that dish. And I'm going to go ahead and drain that because the chickpea pasta, in my experience and with this brand, it cooks really fast, like faster than any other kind of pasta. So now I'm adding that chicken and broccoli right back into it, adding some sauce. You can use whatever kind of sauce you want. And then I'm going to add some ricotta cheese, and I'm going to put this, first we're going to stir it all up and then put it into a baking dish and then top it with some mozzarella cheese, or again, whatever kind of cheese you like. Wrap it up in foil and put it away. We actually wound up having it for dinner last night. It was really good and incredibly easy. You really don't have to follow exact recipes. Like, once you figure out what you like and what your family likes, you can just go ahead and wing it like I do on a daily basis and pray it turns out good, and it usually does. Okay, so back over to my neglected egg bites, but like I said, this is how I meal prep. I'm all over the place, but this is just how it works for me. I wish that like I could do it in a different way, but this is the only way I know how to meal prep, is kind of being all over the place and just making it work. So one of the things that I do when I'm anxious about trying something for the first time, which you guys know, I was so nervous about the Instant Pot when I first got it. I'm just like a crock pot girl, but I'm starting to feel more comfortable. But I must have watched so many videos on how to make these egg bites, and one of the best tips I saw was to use wax paper first and then foil, because that's the best way to get them to be moist and not explode all over the Instant Pot. So that is just how I've always done it. I've never tried it without. But you're going to go ahead and put this on steam for 10 minutes, and then you're going to do a manual release when that is done. And I know they look really fluffy and scary right now, but they do go back down into size. So you can see here, this is what they look like. They are great. You just put them in the fridge and then you pop them in your microwave whenever you're ready to use them for about 30 seconds. So now we are moving on to our last thing. These are actually considered a breakfast cookie, which breakfast cookie just sounds great, doesn't it? And it's an easy thing to hold your kids over while you're cooking them an actual breakfast. But all it is some mashed up bananas, some rolled oats. So you can use some quick oats and then a little bit of like the regular oats that take longer. That just kind of makes it have like a nice texture to it by like mixing the both quick oats and regular oats. I don't know what they're called, old-fashioned ones, the ones that don't cook fast. And then add some chocolate chips. You know, I don't like to measure chocolate chips, so this is how I did it. They're literally 3 ingredients, so they're healthy and easy. I feel like this would also be great for any like new mother that you're going to visit, because oats are great for your milk supply. And I also just added some cinnamon because I love cinnamon in everything, and so do the kids. I'm putting them on a baking sheet. I'm gonna bake them on 350 for 15 minutes, that easy. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and be sure to check out thrivemarket.com/beautyandthebeastons, and I'll have everything linked in the description box below. But I'll see you in the next one. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope that you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And of course, if you made it through this entire 2 hours, be sure to comment below and let me know. Also, Tuesday's video is going to be a fun Amazon video. I'm going to show you some of my favorites from Amazon Home, Amazon Fashion and Beauty, and then of course some random miscellaneous stuff. And then on Sunday, I will have the rest of my undecorate along with a little home refresh. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you then.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden. I will find a light in your soul, I'll be there. Never leaving you in the darkness, even when you're out of focus. I will be the light in your life, you'll see it clear. I'll be your inspiration.